remote morning brands which helping develop emotional and intelligence. Okay, now I invite Rukmani Mimba, young researchers for India, assistant professor from Christian University and co-founder of Core Care. Yeah, and Pacific Fellow too, yeah, of course. On the third, I invite Katarzyna Patyrek, Research Intelligence Solution Manager for Central Eastern Europe at Elsevier. Mateusz Rafał, President of DUSIS, a company which invites sound recognizing technology for respiratory disease prevention. Artur Kołodziejczyk-Skowron, philosopher, worker at IDAS and CETEF. And last but not least, Krzysztof Fik, young scientist, which is today represent National Center of Science. Okay, we have all. Good morning, everybody. We all know that artificial intelligence is really important and working and growing really, really fast. So we don't talk now about why or will be, but we talk about when it's working in research, in scientists. So like in the science, always starting at philosophy. So first question, going to the philosophers. No, okay, dear Arthur. Sorry, too much photos in my Instagram, in my LinkedIn. Arthur, could you research become dominated by algorithm and data to extend the analog work become marginalization, and how can we balance these two spheres? What do you think about that?
Hello everyone, it's a pleasure to be here. Well, actually I think that we are living in a very interesting moment for philosophers because someone noticed us that we still exist until the ancient time, which is actually very important because I mean the internationalization of the science and humanities right now is an ongoing process. Yes, so therefore we can see the balance between two of these disciplines right now in our, let's say, academia sphere, but not just there, but as well in industry, for example. And I think that it means that we strongly believe that the paradigm of the responsibility is quite, maybe not even quite, but indeed very important in the proper development. But thank you for your question. I think that I would like to focus on the current situation of the artificial intelligence tools. Someone said that this is the next revolution of the let's say, steam machine. But I would like to mention that 2 points. First and foremost, the supervision of the human being, and the second point, the possibility of the verification of the results. Yes, because I strongly believe that right now, still the human, I mean the researcher is necessary because it's necessary to verify the results of the findings of artificial intelligence tools. Because currently, for example, ChatGPT can hallucinate from time to time. Therefore, there is still a need to verify the results and to discuss it to avoid some, let's say, errors and problems. So the human role right now is crucial, even during the implementation of the findings of the artificial intelligence tools.
Thank you for your answer. You talk a lot about ethics. So the second question is in this side. Katarzyna, what do you think about ethical implication? Do you believe are most critical when integrate AI technologies in research? We have another microphone.
Okay, so let's start the ethical challenges. If we talk about research, I believe they are on both sides. So on the provider of the solution and on the user. On the provider of the solution, it's very important to know that we are influencing really on the life of people. So we need to be aware that by building the solution, we are going to change, for example, how researchers work. So with that one, the hallucinations that Artur mentioned, for us, for example, in Elsevier, it's crucial that we don't create hallucinations. So we either say we don't know, which is possible because the AI is working based on the data, and data is limited. If we are giving the access to the data from Scopus, where we have basically titles and abstracts, there is a limited information in abstracts, so we cannot create an answer to any question. If you ask when the first chicken landed on the moon, you are not going to get the answer from the Scopus AI because there's no information like that. So that's first. We need to remember that we influence, we need to make sure we don't create hallucinations, we don't create bias, we don't repeat the bias that is sometimes created in them. And we need to remember that we want to propose something that is recent. From the researcher's point of view, the ethical challenge is how to use the AI. Because right now when you write the article, there's always coming a question, what can I do, what can I not? Can I actually rewrite the text that I'm writing, and is it fine to use the AI? Is it fine that I'm going to use artificial intelligence for writing articles? Well, I'm going to answer at least for the Elsevier journals that it's not. So for the writing, we cannot use ChatGPT. We need to create the text on our own. Still, it's required, and you will see in many ethical statements of the journals that this is what we need to do. We need to create the text on our own. But it's not against the ethical statements of the journals to be inspired by the AI. So of course you can use the AI solutions that will, I don't know, provide you a way how you want to look at the problem. Sometimes they may suggest new articles, show you the new way of using it, but still, if we talk about the trust is very important, and I think that's what comes at the end to all the ethical challenges, both on the provider and user end.
Okay, so we have a lot of answer, but not all answer was good. Yeah, I think about physical and chemical experiments, which we have really sharp result. Yeah, so this question is for Professor Krzysztof Fik. What do you think? What role does artificial intelligence play in simulation and project modeling? Should this approach to recognize how quality is granted?
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. So maybe just small comment regarding the information which was shared just before. I'm very glad and I'm very happy to hear that Elsevier does not accept this writing of papers by artificial intelligence, and it's extremely important to disseminate this message, because the same applies for the granting agencies. I think that we can clearly say that ChatGPT could be used to verify or make some, polishing of the language, because that's good to check the English or something like that. But to get the text and then just rewrite, I think it's extremely, maybe not extremely, but simply unacceptable behavior, not only from the ethics, but simply from the understand that kind of, let's say, approach. Regarding the artificial intelligence itself, I would say this way, for the chemistry, when we have a lot of data, big data analysis and so on, I think for the statistical analysis, just in that term, or for the problems that are very complicated in nature, there were some solutions like artificial neural networks, which are some kind maybe of the artificial intelligence, because they can be educated, they can be trained, and so on. So there are some even engineering issues that can be addressed and that can be solved by the neural networks or, widely speaking, artificial intelligence. But Still, as Arthur said, human being is just at the origin, so we have to provide the data. We are responsible for teaching, providing the how to say, the data and the core. So for us, it's still acceptable to use that, but the human being must be at the origin of the concept and the verification, what the outcome is and how it conforms with the ethics, with the science, with the knowledge and all the rules, how it aligns with the recent state of the art, and whether I don't believe that artificial intelligence will go for some groundbreaking discoveries and cutting-edge science. It could help, it could give some inspiration, but always the human being as a creator must be at the origin of the scientific concept. And this is something that we are looking in the National Science Center's proposals, grants, that this is the core, and then our, let's say, applicants, they have to confirm and certify that they are at the origin, and artificial intelligence, in terms of creation, was not used to create the proposal.
I agree, and it's sure, but I think about add the models of experiments, adding to the grant, which is the original, yeah? So you think it's good options for National Center of Science?
I'd say in certain solutions or in certain panels, definitely, because it speeds up the procedure. Because if you have to analyze a lot of data, for instance, the diagnostic tomography images or magnetic resonance images, just to screen for looking something in that. So the human being is not able to process such number of data or such volumes of data. So in that terms, I guess so. But the artificial intelligence or ChatGPT cannot be co-author of the paper or the proposal. So I hope that between the lines you can read that artificial intelligence is just the tool that helps, but not is doing the work instead of researcher. I would say this way.
It's good options for us because we have the work, yeah? Okay, we talk about data, about a lot of data in all seconds of our life. And this is depend with new technologies. So now I would like ask about practical using artificial intelligence in healthcare. Now a question to the Rafał. What the biggest challenges you have in implementation AI algorithm in your app, and what the practical problems with using a lot of sound data to know something about health people?
Okay. Hello everyone. Thank you very much for the invitation, Jarek. It's a great pleasure to be here. So I'd like to first of all begin with some background about our company and what we've been doing for last years. So it's very important to understand that our company, TUSIS, is a portfolio company of Netflix Venture Capital Fund, Polish Capital Fund, and it's, from my perspective, it's very important that we are to be able to collect some internal business money for the development of science, yeah, because we are been struggling for the lack of fund, and it's very important to convince business to finance all our efforts which were put into the scientific environment. So, as a Netflix company, as a Netflix environment, as a Netflix family, we have had like 15 years of experience in developing AI technology in very different products. And this was not kind of revolution we claim from ChatGPT or something like that. We have it internally for many as a Netflix family. So it was obviously developing some ideas which we have already made. What is very important on the technical level, obviously we had some struggles, and it was struggles like like what kind of data should be on input, or it should be like MCFFS, or it should be spectrographs data, and other struggles was, for example, not to let our model to overfit the data, because it's very important, our solution to this is a device and the software for the purposes of detecting the cough type, the cough duration, the cough, many other variables. So it's based on a technology of very sensitive microphones, and then system which is our internal system based on AI, which is obviously still learning, still collecting some data, because we are on the TRL level 7 right now, so we are on the we have passed some tests. We know that our device works. It was tested on some smaller medical facilities. We have planned some bigger tests right now, and we are moving step by step into the direction of fully equipped developed device. But it's not yet. But I do really count that it's a really near future. And there are a lot of struggles on the technical level, as I mentioned, because it's always a struggle when you're collecting data and providing them into the model, and you have to be careful on each step you make to provide the correct data, and to be sure that the data you are collecting, you are analyzing very properly, because we should always remember that we are still the factor which really means, we as a people, once you're using AI tools, we are not still having like a super artificial intelligence which can totally replace us. Once we are projecting any type of device, we are still the crucial factor to provide the correct solution.
Thank you. We have today a strong team of the people which work with the healthcare, and I think most important now problem about healthcare is the psychical health. So now I would like ask Justyna Debris about your innovation. What challenges did you face in developing the Zenzel brands to collect emotional state, and what methods did you use to science as hard data like emotions, people emotions, yeah?
Thank you, Jarek. My name is Justyna Debris. It's just a little, but it was really cute the name you presented me. Thank you very much. The huge challenge that I met was actually to find the right competences. I'm not a psychological person, I'm not a scientist, and I don't work with technology. So when I got this idea to create a device that will monitor our mood and prevent us when we are going to get angry. We are between young people here mostly, but parents probably this problem is more familiar to them. My first question was, how can I make this idea come true? And I was completely lost, actually, because it's true that if you don't have your network, my network is a real estate professional one because of my day-to-day work, it's really difficult actually to start the project. But then, thanks to one business angel, non-official, I found the program Innovation Coach, organized by the Polish public institution. Actually, you can know some more information about this program outside. There's a special stand. And people from that program, they linked me to an expert who became my coach, specialized in emotion detection area. And then the whole adventure started, actually, and it's a really fascinating adventure. This expert, in his turn, linked me to other people, young researchers who now are being a part of my development team. One person is here, actually, and we work together on that project. We are getting closer, and there's a big chance that next year I could present the first devices and give it to you to test, for tests. But yeah, that was the huge challenge, actually. I'm not afraid of artificial intelligence. I not agree, actually, with my colleagues here, because if we can, actually today it became so ideal, actually, that as Professor Piotr Stankowski said before, it's getting smarter and smarter, and I don't understand why I can't use it. I asked actually the same question that Jarek asked me today. I asked artificial intelligence, and the answer was actually really good. So the challenge is, what can I say to you today that will be different than artificial intelligence? But if I can economize some time, instead of writing, I can just ask and change something, rewrite what actually artificial intelligence prepared to me. I don't see any problem. I don't see that there's ethical problem, because inspiration came from me. So I would change a little bit, that inspiration should be on human side, but then, the technical work can be on artificial intelligence side. But this is my opinion, and I think that then the challenges will be, there will be less challenges, actually, if we learn how to use artificial intelligence in our day-to-day work.
Thank you. I talk about my colleagues, about your innovation, Zen, and a lot of young people in Warsaw would like this. So please.
I put them today.
Yeah. Okay, we have a guest from India, which working on healthcare too. I have question which is about emotion too for you, Rukmani, because please tell me, how does Cure Core use artificial intelligence for health prediction and patient management, and do you think can artificial intelligence can be humanity and care for people, caring?
Hello, thank you for this opportunity. First of all, I would like to introduce my startup. So this is in stage one, unlike you both, where you have an established company. Mine is a startup which is yet to kickstart. So we are launching our first clinic next month in December. So our idea is to have an ecosystem where we have a clinic, and we also will have the comprehensive system where we'll have patient data monitored, and there we'll be using AI. So we are outsourcing tools like AI prediction models, where we'll be installing this in our patient monitoring. So say for example, disease detection, say we want to monitor sugar level, or we can also predict the chances of having a cancer or some other disease. So we are basically using patient monitoring using AI tools, which is very effective. And I strongly believe that AI is having very transformative potential in healthcare industry. Also, we have ECG in our clinic, where this ECG system is AI-based device. So if a patient comes to the clinic and gets his ECG checked, we have almost 114 cardiac conditions which could be predicted using this AI tool. So this device is being outsourced. So a company is providing us ECG, and this system itself have AI tools in it, and this could be delivered to the patient. So this is the technology we are using in our clinic. And also, as you have pointed out, can it replace human intervention? No. So I strongly believe that technology is part of solution and it is not the complete solution. Especially in healthcare, we need specialists or doctors who can deliver the advice to the patients. So we have medical practitioners, and with the support of AI, we can have proactive care rather than like diagnosis or waiting for years to cure the disease. These days, it has become very easy to have the disease detection quite early. So we are aiming at proactive diagnosis than thinking about therapy at a later stage.
Okay, thank you. We come back to the Poland, and I would like to ask Rafał about your experience for collaboration with hospital, with the medical institution and the researchers in this institution in growing TUSIS.
For me, as a PhD candidate of economics, it was a kind of different experience than I used to have previously, but it's very promising, I could say. As I mentioned before, we are very strongly connected as a networks family with universities. We internally have our own R&D, so basing on science is something which we grow from. So it's very natural for us to collaborate with science, and we are strongly motivated to collaborate with science. We are collaborating with Medical University of Lublin, with Politechnika Lubelska, and many different academic facilities, and we are very proud of that. Something new for us was to begin some collaboration between our environment and some medical facilities itself, but from the perspective of very well done tests with smaller medical facility in Turin commune in Lubelskie Voivodeship. I am really proud of that collaboration, and I'm looking forward to make it even better in other steps. There are plenty of different network solutions which are delivered in some medical facilities, also like hospital. What is worth mentioning is internal facilities navigation from the Med company, which is also a portfolio company of networks, which is delivered in hospital in Chamotowin, and it works very well. So we are putting some first of our steps in collaboration with medical world, I might say, but it's more and more promising. What we see as a challenge on that level is that probably it would be very challenging for public and private sector to deliver some solutions to provide fast track of registration of startup solutions and many innovation solutions directly into the medical system, because it's a very long and difficult road to overcome. Wherever we have solution as a public and private sectors to deliver the smart and very fast path to register and certify of the efforts of our work, it would be way more efficient for patients mostly, yeah? And that's we are looking for mostly, because once we are on a philosophical area, it's one of the greatest opportunities we have during usage of AI tools, that we can help people more effectively. Because you know that we probably all know the examples of detecting the skin cancer that is way more effective now with using an AI tools than just basing on the even greatest doctor's experience, because you can now provide such data to the models that they are almost 100% effective to describe that some changes on your skin are the cancer and some are not. Yeah. So that's the biggest struggle and also opportunity, and also a chance to provide the perfect path to make those to make efforts of private companies and science be efficient and accessible for patients on the lowest level.
Thank you. Okay, we know what how works it in Poland. What do you think, Roman? What do you think about cooperation in this sector in India? And do you think that use AI can improving healthcare in your country?
First of all, I think I just had an idea now. So, as I told you, ours is like delivery platform. We have clinics where we deliver the AI tool directly to the patient. Now we have two manufacturers. So I should tell you, we do have people who manufacture, who have the device ready with all AI techniques which can diagnose us. So if I can take it and give it to the patient, so ours acts as a delivery system. So collaboration is very much important. As I mentioned earlier, we already have device which can predict the disease. But we need a doctor or medical practitioner to see it. If it is correct, we need to recheck it and give it to the patient. And also, I just wanted to bring to the notice that recently, I think 2 days before, we had a company, Forward Health, which was shut down. They have raised $500 but still couldn't exist in the system. Why? Because they used only teleports or telehealth system. It was only tele. They did not have the patient care part. They couldn't deliver. So that was lacking. So in any healthcare platform, we should make sure that we have a medical practitioner who takes care of the patient care. And AI should be used as a tool to make things easier.
Okay, thank you. We talk a lot about problems and chance in practical, so I think it's time to coming back to the academy and scientists. So my next question is going to the professor, and I would like to ask you, do you believe that integration AI in data analysis can better reports and better effects of projects? I think about give money for more successful projects.
It's a very difficult question, I would say. First of all, I think that there is one simple message regarding the AI use. So for the moment, it's still considered just a tool. And I think that for the researchers and for the scientists, it should be still considered like a black box model. If we are focused on the results itself, it's a perfect way to understand that it will help to reach the targeted objectives. In that sense, I think that for the as a helper for reaching the objectives, it's always green light for that. Regarding fundings and for the projects, I would say, I would disseminate it this way, that if you speak to AI or ChatGPT that you should paint the picture of something like, Van Gogh, some flowers and that kind of stuff, this will do the same job. Very similar with some blurring and that kind of stuff. But still, for the funding and for the projects, if we need the data to compromise and to get some report, as it could be done based on the abstracts and the titles, it's still, in my opinion, quite superficial. If you write a project proposal, it has to be your own work. And then, at the moment, I would refer to the state of the art. It's, for the good experts, it's quite easy to recognize that the proposal was written with the help of AI. And in that sense, I would not recommend to do that. But definitely to get the data or to do some short report or to compromise, collaborate big data sets, it could be helpful, but never to do the work instead of the researcher. So optimizing the work, yes. Doing the work instead, not so much. Because especially for the funding, I don't believe that at the moment this will help so much in reaching the, or to help in successful evaluation for the grants where the scientific excellence is needed, as you are focused on understanding of the phenomenon, which is for the fundamental science is the principle. For the developers, for the development of the product, it's perfect. But for understanding, AI will show you just the final output, the answer, not the way how it was done. Because even with the basis of the neural networks, if you consider the construction, even the weights, they are not telling you anything. So you don't understand the process. You have the input and output. So you don't understand so much the process. But this will change maybe, most likely, hopefully. For the moment, it's still considered as helpful, and I don't see so much that itself or per se artificial intelligence will help in that term that it will write perfect proposal and it will increase the chance for successful publication. If I understood the question correctly.
Thank you very much. I have short and a bit hard question for you, but really fast. Okay, really fast. What do you think about that? When artificial intelligence can be help in National Center of Science choose winners of grants, winners be younger or older?
Very good question, Gary. It's actually really interesting.
I need some time. Definitely to give. I think that we do a lot in our evaluation procedure to avoid some bias. And then we were trying several approaches to eliminate the age, the gender, and that kind of even gender dimension of the products. So frankly speaking, I cannot predict because based on my evaluation, the statistics right now, if we consider the medians or the average values for the distance between the, for instance, between the PhD and then the reaching for the opus projects, which are the most famous one and most popular, it changes. So it means that the new generation of the researchers is coming to the field and then they are also successful. But we have to say also that the background for young researchers is completely different than the background for the more experienced researchers. And there are some examples that, very young people, they can get opus project, which is considered as a very experienced. So with the artificial intelligence, I think that I don't believe that artificial intelligence will help in successful evaluation or the proposal will be better in terms of the excellence component. It may be better in the feedback or just at the interface that it will be nice language, with very nice flow and that kind of issues. but for the concept and for the content, still we can recognize the proposals that are created with the artificial intelligence. So it's still not at the level that the human being cannot evaluate, because there are certain elements. So
I have to ask this question.
Because it's actually a really interesting topic. Why it's bad? Why it's bad that a proposal is written by artificial intelligence? Should you? Because for me, it's not the point. The point is, what is the project about? What is the team behind? But not how the proposal is written. It's maybe by using artificial intelligence models, we can make this process faster. Do you think that waiting 1 year for just, that somebody will take care about our proposal, it's okay? It's not. This is what kills the innovation in our country. So maybe don't be afraid of using artificial intelligence, and let's implement it to make things easier for everybody at the end.
I fully agree, but there's just one issue, as I said, for the developers. And once you aim at the product, that's completely okay. But then, at the fundamental science level, we evaluate the researcher and the concept. So this must play together, because for the moment, that's the evaluation scheme. And again, going back to the example, you can say the sunflowers of Van Gogh is a beautiful picture, and we don't care whether this was Van Gogh or Monk, whatever, or Matejko. So that's true. The picture is beautiful, I agree. But then, if you need to evaluate that in the terms, or if you want to know the history or the context, all the surroundings. This is, for artificial intelligence, is, let's say, just the creation based on the zeros and ones. And in fact, I fully agree, sunflowers are sunflowers, and that's the product. But at the level of fundamental science, creative thinking and the concept inspiration must also be evaluated. And this is something, this playing together of the PI and the researcher and the concept, the feasibility, which is also important. This is multidimensional analysis. And some people will create the proposals with artificial intelligence, some not. And then how to assure the fair competition.
Those who are not, they will be probably chosen or not. Paper is a paper as well, so maybe the first stage is good to use artificial intelligence, but then meet the person who is applying for funds, and then you will know, you will get deeper into the project.
I think this is a good voice to reconsider, or at least to accommodate this need for incorporation of artificial intelligence in creating the proposals. I think this was a good subject for discussion for this.
I think I would like a little bit echo that we have one problem that is, I believe, big in writing proposals or publications when they use artificial intelligence. It's called copyrights. Because AI is using the data from the publications, and then if it's using, and we are not sure which publication was used, then the question is, are we using really the words of the author, or... Still, I believe the proposal is the same like publication. You need to be the author of what you are writing. You cannot say that you are writing something, you are the author, and in fact you are using the words of someone else. So this is the risk, and I said recently, I had a panel discussion a week ago about AI, and I said that my dream would be that AI would be transparently saying what is using and what is doing. Because if we would know really what was used for creating this proposal, then I can submit this proposal with being completely fair. I didn't use the data from any other author. But if I'm using the data of author, I would feel not fair to the one that really written the article.
That's what I would like to add, just about, let's say, legal problems or issues, yes. But I think that maybe we are a bit afraid sometimes because of the artificial intelligence, maybe because of the Stanisław Lem, his Golem the 14th. But at the very same time, I strongly recommend to use some AI tools, because this is amazing supporting tool for us, for our work. But at the very same time, I would like to highlight it one word: personal effort of the researcher, which is still seriously very important, and all of this discussion is based should we highlight the personal effort of the research to prepare the paper, yes, or even the summary of the essay, or should we all the time, maybe not all the time, but using some AI tools to make our life easier, not harder, like Instagram. but yes, it's still open question, and why shouldn't I use, for example, some AI tools to support under the preparation of my, I don't know, summary of my essay? Why not? Yes, to highlight some keywords. Yes, but still the open question is the effort of the researchers. Yes, during the process of the preparation of the essay, for example. Yes, or the application form.
And allowed to. Actually, I would like to add a point here. As a faculty of postgraduate program, we have one major challenge with this. If we give an assignment to group of students, these days we do not want to give it online because students end up using ChatGPT, and the wise evaluation of this is a big challenge for faculties as well. So if we are submitting an article for the journal, we have plagiarism software to check the similarity, and also these days we also have this AI generated tool deduction. So that way it is easy to submit an article to the journal, but when we have to evaluate the assignment of students, it's very much challenging.
Just to finish from the founder perspective and business perspective, this kind of deliberation for me doesn't make any sense, because at the end the money is on somewhere. It's not in the business, on the business side, and this is what makes really the innovation process in Poland just, frozen. Because we don't speak the same language. I understand that you protect the rights, but for me it's a choice. Either I pay a consultant who will take I don't know how much money to prepare the proposal, either I use artificial intelligence, and there's no problem. The problem is that there's no dialogue and comprehension between business needs and academia. And maybe this is the moment I just take because the next question is about the image of scientific and academic institutions. So Jarek, if you allow, I will just reply to that question.
I think this is the best panel when the moderator don't need to ask the question. So I'm really happy for that run of this panel. But you talk about the creative and about good idea, and it isn't important. This is AI good idea on human good idea, but you don't scary about lose creativity in young people. When we have a lot of artificial intelligence in all of the work and all of the activity.
It's the question from me.
Yes.
I don't afraid, because artificial intelligence wouldn't kill our creativity as long as we use our own creativity. Artificial intelligence, all those models, ChatGPT, Gemini or Gemini, whatever, they are based on humans' work. So the inspiration is there. Creativity is on our side. We inspire artificial intelligence, but we need to take care of our creativity. We have to work on it by reading books, by interacting with other people, by experiencing the world with all our senses, because we have those senses, by working our emotional intelligence. This is what makes the difference. I don't really afraid that it will kill. Of course, there will be some people, students, entrepreneurs, academic workers who will use artificial intelligence to do their job. But this is their problem. They will go for a date, the woman or man will ask, hey, what's your best movie? Oh, I will ask Gemini. No, it doesn't work like that, but it may work like that for some other people. And it works like this. It worked like this before artificial intelligence with all the Google searches, engine searches, whatever. Artificial intelligence analyze and organize information faster than Google, for example, engines search. But the solution were already there. And still, we didn't lose on our creativity. And I think that we got potential to do even more with the tools that we have, especially artificial intelligence powered tools.
Okay, I think we know in this moment that we can stop AI in business because business is business. But I think in this time, in this way, is good question about what we can do with science to prepare us, for this changing. Now I would like to ask Katarzyna about how artificial intelligence integration transform how researchers publish and to share your documents. And what do you think about traditional publishing models? What changing we can show near really soon?
Thanks for this question. So it's going to be basically the question that we a little bit already covered about the copyright. So I would say there are two things. There is a huge homework in front of the researchers in terms of publishing articles. We need to think how to adapt to the changes. That's the reality. So far we didn't adapt because, to be honest, there is a systematic bibliographic review and I'm always getting a question, oh, with AI we won't do any reviews. That's not true, because systematic bibliographic review is a methodology. This methodology is in details described and it has nothing to do with AI. So we cannot do the review publication without using the methodology, which means we are not going to replace reviews as long as the methodology is there and we don't adapt it. And here comes the question, do we really want to do reviews without AI? I think we do. We want to use it. As an inspiration, why not? I think it's important to use the new solution. I'm hearing from researchers that they were for years doing the search query in the same way and looking for the articles that are important for the research, and then they used once AI and they found out that there are completely different articles important for them. And they are there, somewhere there in the internet, but they've never found it because they were using the search query like they learned a few years ago. So there is a change, of course, but it's more like evolution. It's not going to be revolution. That's what I would have to say in terms of publishing and the articles. We see that journals are adapting, because the first step is that journals editors are going to adapt to this change, and they already changed somehow the process. We see that there are more and more recommendations. There are documents that you are filling in once you are submitting the article with the information where did you use the artificial intelligence. And that's a step forward. So we are using, and we're absolutely fine with using AI for analytics. We are fine for using AI as an inspiration. We are fine to use AI for creating some kind of crafts. So that's where there is a place for AI. But we are still insisting, and that's, I believe I can talk on behalf of all journal editors, we still insist on the fact that the article is written by the author. There was a big boom just after ChatGPT, that ChatGPT started to be the co-author of publications. This is no longer a case. This is not permitted that you put the ChatGPT as the author, and the publications, yes, they are checked if they were written with the AI or not. However, technology and business is faster than anyone, so there are no solutions that can humanize the ChatGPT answer, and I have no answer how we are going to deal with it. But I think that all in all, the publications are going to change, but I don't expect the revolution.
Okay, thank you. We start for the philosophy, and on the end, I would like come back, and I would like ask you, what do you think? What we need to know how we can working with artificial intelligence and be good scientists?
I'm well prepared, and she's my inner king of thinking. Her name was Professor Hannah Arendt. And what I propose, therefore, is very simple. It is nothing more than to think what we are doing. Nothing more, just to think what we are doing. And I think if we are talking about creativity, about the personal effort of the researcher, we should remember to let's say that it was 10 years ago. It was my first year during the PhD studies, and it was the lecture methodology of the humanities. And the lecturer, she said that one of the most important thing is to know how to ask. And I think that the education, how to ask, it's important not just for researchers, but as well for the users of the artificial intelligent tools, yes? How to ask properly, how to ask correctly to receive the best answer, yeah? The most, the broadest answer, yes? And I think that the idea of thinking is important, and I'm very happy with my philosopher friends. I was, last week I was talking with my friend and she said that we should be happy that finally we are aware that the category of the responsibility is still let's say, the hype, yeah, on the AI and the hype on the paradigm of the responsibility. I think that thanks to the AI Act, yes, where the category of responsibility is very highlighted on many pages. But yes, the category of thinking and the category of ethical thinking, which should be important for businessmen, businesswomen, for the researchers, for the industry, for the academia, and yeah, the thinking. That's the solution.
Like in antique Greece. Yeah. Okay, really thank you. The time of this panel is ending, but if you can, I think we have a short time for 2 short questions for the hall. What do you think about that? Okay. Anybody have asked the question? Okay, I'm going.
Thank you for very nice talk. I am not a young scientist. I would like to declare this one. I am a physician. I am transplant immunologist. We definitely want to use artificial intelligence in health. But what I cannot understand is there are 2 types of data, garbage data, ungarbage data. So in order to get useful artificial intelligence, how you are going to be sure that your old data is ungarbage data? So in medicine, I do not believe that there is going to be so certain of artificial intelligence which can be used to treat patients or make a diagnosis. This is quite impossible. This is what I believe. This is old generation. I am putting myself in there. But again, we are pushing our medical students to learn that every person is different. We are getting any data from the different persons. So in future, there is going to be personalized medicine. Within the personalized medicine, quite impossible to get the real information from the artificial intelligence result.
But question for who?
For, I don't know, somebody who are dealing with the health science.
Who would like ask about this question?
I will try.
Okay.
Thank you very much for that question. It's a very this one is a very difficult one, but from our perspective, is always working on the data which provides change. Wherever I am able to understand that one piece of data creates change in each particular case. For example, wherever I am working on differentiating the type of cough, which is, if one is caused by asthma or the lung cancer or COVID, I am able to detect what distinguish them, and those data on that level, on that very simple model, on a very simple side. Yeah, because I'm not willing to answer more globally on that question. Just focusing on my particular case, is that like now I'm able to distinguish which data provides me to the information what the type of this is, and this data is ungarbage for me if it sounds logically for you. So, but it doesn't mean globally that those data were not unvaluable at all. Yeah, it just means that for one particular purpose, one piece of data are more efficient than the other. Yeah, and it's. I think we are able to scale this picture a little bit brighter because it leads us to the question what's are important for us, and this will distinguish the answer, because this will always bring us to the answer what is valuable for us in that particular moment. Yeah. So from my small perspective of medical startup, I can distinguish that. I'm able to distinguish that one type of spectrometry is more valuable than the other. That's why we were able to decide that the spectrometry data as an input was better than the MCFFS, yeah, and that was only focusing on a very direct parameter, but I think it may lead us to the question what is valuable for us, and that will result in that.
Yeah, I have a small point to add. So the one major challenge, it's actually very important question, because the major challenge which we have in prediction analysis tool is the correctness of data. So say for example I go to clinic, and if I'm not giving the right information, or the diagnosis result from blood test have some variation. So if you go to 5 clinics and 5 clinics are giving 5 different answers, and we use this particular data set for our prediction tool, it will not give us correct answer. So any person with their concern, we should get the right information. Same as in case of research. If we give wrong data, we can never get the right results. So data is very important, the precision of data is very important. And the prediction tools, when we work with it, so we need minimum 5,000, 10,000 data to do a small model. So we need huge data sets. So a small error can result in big mistake. So there is difficulty, but scientists are really working on prediction tools. And say for example, mammography with images, they are predicting the chances of cancer. So even if a patient is not currently affected, with lots of data set of mammography, we are able to detect breast cancer. So.
Okay, thank you. Unfortunately, this is not short question and this is not short answer. So we must end it now. Really thank you our guest, really thank you all in this hall. So we take the photo, and for 5 minutes we start another panel. So thank you everybody, and I think Thank you.
No za 5 minut.